So this card, Antidote Nurse, got announced fairly recently, and it seems like it's got an effect that's fairly abusable, and so I wanted to put together a combo that would allow you to make some use out of this. Basically what it does is it's 2 or more level 3 monsters. It has a quick effect to detach material and then target a monster whose attack is different than its original attack, and it'll return it to its original attack and defense, and then it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. So number 1 card that comes to mind that you can abuse this with would be Apollousa. It pretty much reloads your negates. It also would make it so it can't be destroyed by battle or card effect, which is usually how it's getting cleared. You're going to burn 1 or 2 things, so its attack is low and they're attacking over it. It's just straight up removal. So it solves that problem. Also, if you put this on board first and then summon the Apollousa, if a monster is special summoned while this is on the field, you can make that monster gain 900 attack, which is enough to give Apollousa an additional negate. And this combo is just the 4th negate that I couldn't get to with monsters on board to use as link material. But if you were to come up with a way to summon the Apollousa with its full 4 negates and then use this effect, it would have 5 negates. You could spend them all and then reload it for 4 more. So 9 negate Apollousa, in this instance 8 negate Apollousa, and let me show you. So we'll start here with a Terratop and a Dug. This can be kind of any extender plus any starter. So your Terratop, your Torn Scales, your Tour Guide, something like that just to get your plays going. So we'll lead off with that Terratop special summon itself. It'll get its effect and it's going to search our Taki Tomborg. We'll use that Taki Tomborg effect in hand in order to special summon it to the board. We're going to overlay for our Big Gabunga. Big Gabunga's effect's going to activate to get us a search. Well, what you search here kind of depends on what your extra extender is. We just need to be able to cycle through all of our, or most of our, Goblin Bikers here. We'll use our Dug in hand to detach material to summon itself, and then we'll get that search on summon. So we'll grab Arrival. We'll activate our Arrival. We'll get another search here, and then another summon. So we're going to grab our Sploder, detach our other material from Gabunga, and summon our Merciless. We'll link our Merciless and our Dug away for Cherubini, and then we're going to normal summon that Sploder. Sploder on normal summon or special summon will special summon 1 back out of the graveyard. So we're going to grab our Merciless again. Merciless still has not used its effect, so it still gets that summon out of the graveyard by its own effect later on. We'll use that Cherubini effect. We're going to send a Graph to special summon a Seer, and then that Seer is just going to be link material. It protects itself, or I guess the Cherubini protects it because it's in a zone it's pointing to. We'll link away Cherubini and Seer for Rusty Bardish. And then Seer is going to activate in the graveyard, and we're going to put that Cherubini back on board. We need it just for its link rating. Rusty's effect's going to activate. We're going to send the Cloak, and then we're going to set our Shade Brigandine. We're going to use that Cloak in the graveyard, banish itself, search for our Silent Boots. Silent Boots will just special summon itself. And then we need to make our Nurse, so we're going to use our 3 level 3s on board, overlay them all. Nurse is on board, fully live. With the Shade, we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 available, so we can make that Apollousa by linking those all away. On that Apollousa summon, the Nurse is going to activate, and it'll give the Apollousa that extra 900 attack on top of the 2400 it got for having 3 link materials. And so now right here, your Apollousa has 4 negates. When it drops down to 0, or if you need it sooner, I guess, you can reload it by quick effect, detaching 1 from the Antidote Nurse and bumping it back up to 24, which would be its original attack, just based on the card text of Apollousa. Mostly this was just trying to figure out if there was a way I could make an Apollousa with 8 negates, and this is what I got. So let me show you the list I'm working with really quick, and then you can tell me how much you love this concept in the comments down below. Alright, so this is what I got going on for right now. If you had seen my previous version of this deck, it's almost the same thing. Burning Abyss is cut back very, very slim. The only reason the Farfa is still in there is in case you want to play the Beatrice, but you could cut both of these just fine, and I don't think you would miss it all that much. But I think to play the Graph and the Seer with the Cherubini is just really nice and be able to loop your resources, and so I probably wouldn't cut those, and it's a pretty small piece of the deck anyway. We got Terratop at 3 again, so you got to play it now. Hopefully it doesn't bring you back to a little PTSD from Zodiacs, but excellent card in this deck. And then everything else is only in multiple copies if it's something I felt would be really nice to draw. Outside of that, other combo pieces are at 1 because pretty much everything in the deck is searchable by something that you can get a hold of pretty easily. I did decide to go kind of heavy on the hand trap hate here just because we're playing the ones that would screw this deck up pretty bad. Also, I don't know if you counted, but that was way more than 5 summons, and Nibiru would absolutely blow this deck out of the water. So you gotta have some type of plan for that. And then the extra deck gets super tight. I was playing an F-Zero version previously. I cut these out just to play around with the Nurse and the Apollousa. I almost think I could cut maybe the IPSP just because those are insanely expensive and the rest of this is really not. And then you could play the F-Zero again. Levier also, I feel like, does have a home in the deck because it does do some banishing. So just getting that extra body on board, especially if you're going to play the F-Zeros, this can just be material for that summon. And then on top of that, you can get the extra name deck monster body on board as well. So let me know what you think of it down below. If there is something that I missed that could get me that extra negate on Apollousa, definitely tell me, because there's a good chance I'm just overlooking it. Happy deck building. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.